Newtown.
Hello, I'm here with Sheila House, who is the Harwich Youth Counselor. And I was very interested to learn that Harwich has a youth counselor and what a wonderful service it must be for the town. So we've asked her to come and talk a little bit about what it is she does.
Thanks.
What kinds of services do you provide, first of all?
I provide individual and group mental health counseling to my primary audience is young people ages 11 to about 24, but I also see parents for parent coaching and support as well. And there are also grandparents who are raising their grandchildren that I see for counseling.
Okay, so parent counseling for children younger than 11. And then if the children are 11 or older, you might see them individually, or would you see them in a family context as well?
A little bit of both. I like to have the parents involved in the loop, so
Very
it's
important.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how this service for the town started and how long it's been?
Sure. The town in the early 90s started to recognize the need for somebody that could be available to kids after school and on vacations and in the summer, and just somebody that was available when the school guidance counselors and other people couldn't be available. Right. So they created a position. One of the people that was responsible for that is the late Bob Murray, who used to be involved with Hetch. And Bob was a selectman in Arlington, and he copied a model in Arlington. They sort of modified it.
Yes.
And created a job description, took it to town meeting, and it was very widely supported. So I began working in September of 2000 in this brand new job. There was nothing like it on the Cape at the time, and so it was very exciting. I got to build it from the ground up.
That is great. It's wonderful. What is the number? What are the numbers that you deal with? How many people do you see in the course of, say, a week?
It depends. I generally have anywhere from 15 to 20 kids in my caseload. Some of them aren't every week. And then I have parents and grandparents, as I said, who tend to see me more during the morning hours. I do a lot of collaboration with the schools. So I'm often down in classrooms or doing suicide prevention trainings or anything that they want help with and support with.
I see. So you have a relationship with the schools and the teachers.
Yeah, very close.
And so they would be inclined to recommend to families, perhaps, that they could avail themselves of your services, or they also may let you know that they are concerned about a particular child?
Usually the way the referral process works is that they contact the guidance department. The guidance department then contacts the parent and said, do you know that this resource is available for Harwich kids? And they give the parent or guardian my phone number. So, yeah.
That sounds like a very good way of making sure that everybody knows that that's available.
Yeah, it's great. And also I get a lot of referrals through the court, although the juvenile courts these days are trying more and more not to have kids get legally involved in the system. So very often a juvenile probation officer that I know will give a parent my name as well if they know that it's a Harwich kid.
I see. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you actually meet with them? Where is your office?
I meet at the Albro House, which is right next to Town Hall. It's that beautiful old Queen Anne building. It's an ideal location because it's very private and confidential, and it's an easy walk from school if the kid's in high school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Centrally located.
Yes.
Okay, and I know you do a lot of other things than straight counseling. What kinds of other initiatives are there that you're involved in and that you've probably started yourself?
A lot.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about some of them.
When I first started in my job, about 85% of my job was probably counseling, and now it's about 70. And so the other 30% of the time I spend doing the suicide prevention trainings that I mentioned, going into health classes, talking to kids about areas of concern for them, planning with students usually events. We just had a event at the high school that was very well attended that was a film called Screenagers, growing up in the digital age, and it's something that's of a great interest to parents because they don't really know what to do with kids and the cell phones and the internet, and how much time should they be spending, what kind of limit should I put on it, and so it was very well attended.
Wonderful.
And the Monomoy peer leaders ran the whole night, which was great. It's a great class of kids.
The Monomoy High School.
Yeah. They're all juniors and seniors. And so we'll do events like that. I also am going to be facilitating at a youth summit that is being presented by a company called Behavioral Health Innovations, and the theme is My Choice Matters. So it has to do with substance abuse and use, and the way that they've set it up is so wonderful because it's not going to be preachy and telling kids what to do. It's more them really involving themselves in critical thinking about substance abuse.
So will the peer leaders from the high school be involved in that as well?
I think there's
will
a couple
of them
that
be attending?
They sort of randomly chose kids to come. We have 33 kids coming, I think, from the high school. There's going to be 150 kids there.
So it's a
from
regional
different
event.
schools. Yes, yeah, it'll be at the college, at the community college.
Is it all Cape Cod schools?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's going to be really exciting. We did a run through of it, sort of a dress rehearsal, and it's got a lot of really fun interactive stuff. So it's not going to be us facilitators sitting in these groups, sort of lecturing kids, and that would be boring for them. So
Yes.
it'd be fun.
Yeah. No, that sounds like the right way to do it, is to really get them involved, and it's part of the whole peer leader approach too.
Right.
Is to have them really create their own curriculum and ideas and come up with the solutions, right?
Yeah. The other thing that's happening that's exciting is that I got some funds to do the Youth Risk Behavior Survey, which is a Massachusetts, actually I think it's a national survey.
Yes.
Again, for 2016, and we did one in 2014. And we're going to have a rollout of the data and how the two compare over 2 years. And the thing that's so great about the survey is that it gives parents, myself, and educators really clear indications of the areas we need to target.
Yes.
So one of the areas, for instance, this year where there was an increase was texting and driving, which is a very scary thing that kids do and adults do too. Not that I stopped doing it the first time my wheel even moved. It's just a silly thing to do. There's plenty of time to text.
Yes.
And so that might be an area that we would do an event around, that kind of thing. So it just gives really good data about what needs to happen.
Exactly. So you know what direction to move in.
Exactly.
Excellent. That sounds really good. I had heard about the Girl Power groups, which sound really great. Those are going to be starting in May sometime?
Again, yes. We just finished one. We did 3 this year. We usually do 2. It's a 6-week intergenerational program with 3rd and 4th grade girls paired with senior women. And we do it here in the community center. So the kids come and they do some kind of physical activity, which is great because they get out of school and they're like puppies, they want to run around.
Yes,
They're so cute.
Great outlet.
So we do a 45-minute physical thing, and then some kind of a lesson about self-esteem, personal safety, nutrition, something like that they can do with their senior partner. And there's a healthy snack involved during the afternoon, and it's really great. And the kids come out of it just wanting to do it again. So.
Yes, as do the seniors, I'm sure.
Yeah, they love it. And they form really lasting relationships with these senior women. Some of them get together with them after the program is over.
What is the ratio of adults to children in that?
It's 2 to 1. Yeah. So there's 2 kids for 1 senior woman. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's very good. Okay. So you have the Parenting for Prevention Summit coming up. We
had one last year, and we're planning the next one, which will be in the fall. And what the first one we did identified were 4 risk factors that might put a kid at risk when they're little for possibly developing a substance abuse disorder.
Yeah.
And so there was a speaker, Dr. Ruth Pote, who's an amazing speaker, and she was sort of the keynote, and then we had lunch, and then broke out into groups according to your child's age. So I'm not sure what the theme is for the fall. We're planning it right now. I'm working with the Barnstable County Regional Substance Abuse Commission, which is an amazing group that formed in 2015 and did a huge assessment of the county, and I'm on the prevention end of things. That's what
right.
obviously.
Right. Speaking of that, can you tell me a little more about what you do with the suicide prevention groups? Where is that? Is that for the high school?
Yeah, we do it right in school. We may be doing middle school, 7th grade also, because believe it or not, there have been kids that have suicidal thoughts and attempts at that age. Is heartbreaking.
Yes.
But what it is that we go class to class, and we do. We did the whole school last year, so we're only doing a couple of grades this year. And they watch a video that's teenagers in skits with various situations and how they respond. Like, and the first one is no, and the second one is this is how you do it.
Yes.
And the acting is not bad. You know, some of these videos are pretty boring.
Yes.
But this one's pretty good. And then afterwards we talk about it, and if they want to, they fill out a self-screen.
Yes.
That sort of any kind of thing, and if they
so you allow that to be an optional activity.
The parents have to opt in.
Oh, I see.
Very few say no. And then what happens if they do have enough questions that they answer positive? They go down to guidance, and we make sure that they either have a therapist or they get referred, or the parent knows that they're having a hard time and struggling. And the thing that the program does more than anything else is that it encourages kids to bring their friends down, because then they don't try to play junior therapist when they don't know whether
it increases awareness, and it allows them to know when to ask for help too, right?
Yep.
Because they can only do so much.
Yes, and they know the difference between sadness and depression and all
that
stuff.
Exactly.
So, and an SOS, it's called Signs of Suicide Prevention.
Yes.
Really, really good program. I love it. They give us materials every year, and they're wonderful to work with.
Yeah, that's a great program, and I think the main thing is that kids go to kids. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And so having the kids really be the front line and understand what they need to do is so important.
And to go to a trusted and experienced adult.
Know what they need to do and what they cannot do.
Right.
And when they should refer to someone else.
And the thing that they come away with a lot of the time too is that suicidal feelings are often really not about actually wanting their physical person to not be around anymore. It's more about that they're just dealing with overwhelming stress and anxiety and sadness, and they don't know what to do with it. So if they, most people that go into counseling never even think about it again as an option. So, yeah. So.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have a lot going on, and it's a wonderful resource for the town. So do you have a website that people could check into in terms of how to reach you?
If they go on the town website and they have the links to departments, they can get into the website that way. I also have a Harwich Youth Services Facebook page that I try to keep current on, and I post a lot of things to the Lower Cape Moms website, Facebook page too, which is a great group. So yeah, they can definitely go on the website and find out. Yeah.
And anyone who has a concern about their own child can call you or at any point. Is that right? You're totally accessible for the general public in Harwich.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Well, it's a wonderful service.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. This is Sheila House from Youth Services that we've just been speaking with, and thank you very much.
Thanks.